Hello, everyone. My name is Xavier Garza, and I am so glad to be here at the TLA conference in its virtual format this year. And, hopefully by this time next year, we'll be doing it in person, and we can talk more directly that way. And I'm glad that Arte Público asked me to do a little presentation just talking about my latest series, Vincent Ventura, Monster Fighter Extraordinaire. And they wanted me just to say a little bit about the series. Now, Vincent Ventura, in the books, he's a boy, he's very curious, and he is a believer. Now, by believer, I mean he believes monsters are real. He believes that La Llorona, La Lechuza, El Chupacabras, La Mano Pachona, Los Duendes, all these creatures, Chupacabras, all these monsters we've heard about all our lives, are real. That there really was something hiding under your bed when you were a little kid. And he also fights against all these monsters, together with his cousin, Michelle, whom is very smart and very brave, and his cousin, Bobby, who has a big heart, not very brave, but he will always be there when he is needed. Now, in the first book in the series, Vincent Ventura learned that his neighbor was secretly a chupacabras. And after much struggle, they managed to get rid of him. But the problem is that the house that the man was living at, his address is 666 Duendes Street. Now, nothing good can come from a place that has an address with 666 and then duende, which is Spanish for a troll, in its name. And just when they thought it was over, in moves a new neighbor in book 2. And this neighbor, she's different. Her name is Zulema. And she is a descendant of witch owls. If you don't know what a witch owl is, guys, stories were told of women that through the power of magic could turn themselves into giant white owls. They would fly around going to the biggest cities or the smallest towns looking for boys or girls that didn't listen to their parents. They didn't do what they were told. They were disobedient. And they would steal them away, never to be seen again. Which goes back to that saying of pórtate bien or ahí viene el cucuy. Now, one thing that the reader needs to understand, that while monsters are monsters, not all monsters are evil. Some monsters have a choice, and they make a choice whether to be evil or to not be evil. Now, in the third book in the series, the latest one, it's called Vincent Ventura and the Diabolical Duendes. And it introduces a new character who is being tormented by a third type of monster. The first book talked about El Chupacabras and Los Chupacabras, where they are and where they came from and how they came to be. And we explored a little bit about the legend. In the second book, it was the witch owl, La Lechuza. We explored a little bit of the myth and the stories and where they came from. But in the third book, the monster that shows up is a duende. And duendes are supposed to be little green trolls that children can see, but most adults can't. Unless you happen to be a believer, like Vincent is. And what happens is that this duende, since they're not seen by adults, will go around tricking children into doing bad things that will get them in trouble. And the ultimate goal for this monsters is to turn these children themselves into duendes. And I'll read a little bit from the story. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about future projects that are currently in the works between me and Arte Público Press. This is the opening of the book. It is called Chapter 1, The Mystery Begins. And it goes like this. I am awakened by the sound of a U-Haul truck backing into the driveway at the house at 666 Duendes Street. rumored to be haunted. The house has a reputation for attracting individuals that most people would describe as being strange or rather odd. The fact that my new neighbor has chosen to move into the house in the middle of the night makes me suspicious that such might be the case again. Through my window, I see a woman dressed in black joggers step down from the driver's side of the U-Haul truck. She yawns and stretches out her arms before going inside the house and turning on the light. She gestures at somebody in the U-Haul truck to come inside. A boy steps down from the passenger side of the truck. He looks tall, but his young face reveals that he probably is about my own age, pretty close to my age. He ignores the request to go inside from what I assume to be his mother. Instead, he opens the back of the truck and pulls out a silver-colored bike. Is he really going to go riding his bike this late at night? I turn to look at the clock on the table next to my bed. It's already 5 minutes past 3 a.m. Who in their right mind goes out biking during the witching hour? I see the woman throw her hands up in the air in frustration and go back inside the house. The boy seems to be talking to himself. What's going on? What's he doing? You can't tell me what to do, I hear him say. The woman's already gone inside, so who is he talking to? Is he just ranting to himself? Some people do that, you know. This is getting weirder by the minute. Shut up already, I hear him scream and then cover his ears. If I do it, will you leave me alone? I watch as he picks up a rock from off the ground and turns to look at Miss Laurel's pink Cadillac parked up the street. Grimacing as if struggling to stop himself, he throws the rock right at the car's rear window. Smash! I can't believe it. I've just witnessed a blatant act of vandalism. Why would he do that? He's barely been in the neighborhood for 5 minutes. He can't possibly be no Miss Laurel, can he? As he is fleeing the scene of the crime on his bike, I notice something green perched behind him. At first, I think it's a stuffed animal of sorts, but then it turns around and looks right at me. Its eyes glow red. I realize that this is no stuffed animal. Whatever it is, it's alive. Suddenly, it gives out a loud shriek, revealing a mouthful of needle-like white teeth. The creature leans into the boy's ear and seems to be whispering to him. The boy stops pedaling and turns to look in my direction. He's looking right at me now. I'm sure of it. I see you, I hear the boy say. I see you. That's when Miss Lalette's front porch light turns on. The boy looks away and continues pedaling from the scene as fast as he can. He's long gone by the time Miss Laurel discovered that her car had been vandalized. What exactly did I just witness? What was that thing riding on the back of the boy's bike? Another monster mystery, it seems, has made its way into my neighborhood. And that's from Vincent Ventura and the Diabolical Duendes. And that's book 3 in the series. Now, a little bit of what's to come. Well, there's a 4th book in the series, and quite frankly, a 5th book that I have planned out. Now, you might say, well, okay, in the first book, he fought the chupacabras. He fought la lechuza, the witch owl, in the 2nd book. Now he's fighting duendes. Who is next? Well, I'll tell you this. The next neighbor that will move into the series, her first name is Malin. Her last name is Che. She is a substitute teacher who's really a professor at a college who doesn't start till the next semester, so she's just getting by on being a substitute till her full-time job begins at the college, community college. She is known as Miss Malin, last name Che. Malin and Che. And that should give you a hint as to who Vincent will next be confronting in this Vincent Ventura Monster Fighter Extraordinaire series. Now, I do have another book project, that I am working on with Arte Público Press that should be out in the fall. And it's called La Llorona Can't Scare Me. And I am very excited about this book. It's a picture book. And, you know, I love doing picture books, and I illustrate this picture book myself too. And it's about a boy named Damian. Damian is the bravest boy in the world. Nothing scares him. Not even La Llorona and her monster friends, Los Cucuys. But that doesn't keep them from trying. He can hear La Llorona screaming outside his window, trying to scare him. But since she can't scare him, she calls in reinforcements. She calls her monster friends. Las lechuzas, los duendes, little red devils. She calls them all in. Dancing calaveras. She calls in cucuy after cucuy after cucuy to try to scare brave little Damian. But you see, Damian is not scared because Damian has a secret weapon that will frighten them all and make them all run and hide. And that's another book that I'm working together with Arte Público Press. And I got a couple of other books that I'm working with other presses too that will be coming out down the line. Anyway, I want to say thank you. And I hope you will give Vincent Ventura, the Vincent Ventura series, a chance. Check it out, read it, share it with your kids. People ask me, what's the best part of writing a book? I tell people the best part of writing a book is that you're writing a story that will hopefully one day inspire somebody else to write their own story. Thank you very much, guys. Muchas gracias. And hope everybody enjoys TLA. And I hope to see everybody next year in person at the next TLA conference. Adios. Take care.